So we are going to speak about the cut opening software that is making openings for MEP line-based elements like ducts, pipes, cable trays, and conduits, where they clash with uh, the structural elements like walls, floors, ceilings, roofs, columns, and beams. So basically we have the model, really simple model where we can run the interference check to find the places to find the places of the clashing points. So I just use interference check feature from Revit. I'm using the floors and walls on the left side just to work with those elements, and on the right side I choose my ductwork. So I get the report that could be exported anywhere on your computer or server where you can reach it. And right now you have to set how those openings should be inserted. So I just use MEP openings configuration. And as you can see on the left side, we have different MEP line based elements and their configurations. Yeah, so in this point, what we can do, we can set different configurations for different MEP line-based elements. As the example, pipe overs has different configurations for cut offset, joining, openings, and interference check. Pipe plumbing, again, as you can see, it has different configurations. So at the first point, what you can do, you can just set the cut offset for the elements that are in ranges. As the example, from 0 to 25, you will always place the element that has the cut offset of 200. For the elements from 25 to 50, you will always place rectangular opening that is 250 in offset from the element. As well, you can choose to apply defined opening size, and that means in this case, you just say what size will be of the opening after it will be inserted. Again, the same idea is here. From 0 to 25, I'll place the opening 25 by 25. For joining the openings, so we can auto-join the openings if they are near each other. That means if the openings are near to each other by 50 millimeters, we can just auto-join those openings. Again, the idea here is the same. Like I can auto-join the elements from 0 to 100 and they are near to each other by 50 millimeters. I can join the openings if they are near to each other by 100 millimeters if the range of the diameters consists of from 100 to 1 meter. Again, we have the possibility to make openings when we have only partial interference. Imagine that you have I don't know, a slab, and you have a drain over there, and you have the pipe that is going something like this. So you don't have a full interference here, but you still need to place the opening at this position. So you don't have full interference. So if you want the opening, then you just take this one. If you don't want the opening in this situation, so you have to use a checkbox over there. Yeah. So this is the idea of interference check. So all of these elements has their special configuration. So you can imagine what you can do with all of these elements. So as the example, fire protection. So you can just make different offsets comparing to plumbing. Or you can make different offsets for rectangular ducts, etc., etc. So this could be done with the configuration tab. One more idea. Well, what we have here, it's a minimum diameter. As the example, you don't want to place openings for the pipes that are less than 15 millimeters. So you can do this. You can do this by adding some minimum diameter per meter over there, and you will never place the openings for the pipes that are 15 mils or less. Yeah, so this value is just placed in the very first column, and that means it will start counting from 50 millimeters to 25. Yep. What's more, we have special elevation calculations, as our families are just generic models, phase-based elements, and then we place those elements to the wall. They do not have elevation parameter at all, so that means we need to recalculate by ourselves the elevation. So we have the possibility to calculate elevation from level, from project 0 point, or from shared, I mean the global 0 point, and we can calculate the elevation to the position of the opening, to the bottom position, to the center position, or to the top position. Again, the same is here, elevation calculation systems for round openings, and we usually use a center position here. So after you did all the configurations, you just save everything on your configurations over there. So you can have different configurations for different buildings. You can have different configurations for different fire ratings. You can have different configurations, I don't know, for wherever you need. So after this is done, you can just hit OK, and we can now try to insert the openings. But first of all, we have to combine our interference check data with the configurations, and for this we have read interference check data tool. So we will combine HTML interference check report that was made using Revit. So I'm just browsing for that file, and I'm combining that with our configuration that was just created today. I'm clicking next, and you will see this kind of a dialog. So in this dialog you can see all of our clashes. You can see all the cut offsets. You can see additional top and additional bottom offsets. You can see the markings. You can see everything about the opening. So on the left side we have the possibility to filter elements by some kind of floors, walls, or just go with the MEP stuff. So we can create our own tree. As example, let's go with the level first, then the category, and maybe the family, and that looks like this. So the level, the category, and the family. So I can just filtrate my needed elements in this way, or I can group openings by host and get information about floors and walls. After you check everything here, you can save. We can save this to the XML file. That means we just combine everything in one place. I mean, we combined the interference check and the configuration, and you can just filter the floors and save the XML for floors. As well, you can filter just the walls, and you have two different XML files, so you can work step by step afterwards. So after you run this combination, we just go back to our Revit, and we can use insert MEP openings feature. So I just go to insert, I just browse for one of these files that I just saved. I'm opening that, I'm clicking next, and voila, we are here. As you can see here, we don't have floors because we split it, the XML file into two different files, and we have this this possibility. So in this table you still see the diameters, the cut offsets, the opening shapes, etc. You still can change some values straightly from here. If I will minimize this table and I will run the dynamic section box, you will see all the clashes. Where do we have the clash? So it is pointing you to the clash, straightly to the clash, so you can review it and you can decide what kind of offset will be the special offset. I mean, you have predefined offsets, but maybe in some cases you need some special things. So yeah. So after you did this, you can choose from the families above. Now we're suggesting to use our families, and you can see that we have round face openings and we have solids. So the opening is making a real hole in the wall. But sometimes when you use Navisworks or IFC files, then you're exporting the wall information. You don't export the void information. So we just made the possibility to generate not the void families but the solid families to be visible in Navisworks or any IFC files. As well, we have solid a sleeve, fire sleeve or fire color. So I feel that you are you know this kind of the elements, so they can be placed instead of the openings. So let's try to make the round openings to be the sleeve and the rectangular ones just to be simple openings. After this is done, we just can select all of them and we are inserting everything to the model. Yeah, so we inserted everything to the model. I just closed this one and let's check what we have. So as you can see, we have distributed all the openings through all the building by one click. We have auto-joined openings in this case, and in this case we have everywhere. The openings contain special information. I mean, the openings contain the information about the level where it is based, about the host, on what kind of the host it is placed. It knows the system classification that is passing through. In my case, it's return here, and if I hit on this, I know that it's return here. As the example for the combined openings, it is writing the comma, so I know that in this opening I have two different system types. It's return air and supply air. It's mechanical return air number 1 and mechanical supply air number 1. So this information is inside of the openings. Let's open this one. What's more, we have the information who inserted the opening. We have the information about insertion configuration and the information about the date when the elements were inserted into the model. And by the way, we have the shape parameter, the marking, and the opening elevation. So these are the main options of the openings. If you go to the plan view, I will change the discipline to coordination. You can see that that the openings are made in such a way. So if you go inside of the type properties, you can use a dashed outlines just for your convenience. Let's make the scale a little bit smaller. As you can see, we have we have dashed outlines, and we can use another feature just to make the opening black or whatever color you need. As you can see, you can change the graphical representation of the openings as well. Let's make let's make the section, and let's check how does it look like from the section view. Okay, I'm here. So from the section view, we have added such marking of the element. So basically, this is our families. This is the family where you can find everything. So you can correct those families. You can change the families. You can create your own families and use your families. A bit different information about the families that has a sleeve. So we have two different families here. So basically, it's a nested family. Inside of the family, you can find a real element, and you can find a sleeve. So it's nested family. So this sleeve has some special information here. As the example, sleeve thickness and the sleeve extension. So this is a detail that is placed together with the opening. As the example, this is your fire sleeve. So you can distribute not only the openings, but you can distribute any kind of details using this method. Again, here for the ducts, maybe the sleeve is used for the pipes. So for the ducts, we have another feature to insert fire dampers. So first of all, we have to check what kind of the wall is here. We have to check the fire rating. As example, this wall has the fire rating 1 hour. And I just go to map host element types to the duct accessories, and I see that this wall has the fire rating. So I want to place a fire damper at the same position. So I click OK. I go here and I just insert update fire dampers. Again, I use the same HTML file just to find the clashes. Maybe not this. I feel this one. Okay, insert, browse for the file. Yeah, so I just hit next and I just hit OK. This is going through the project, and voila. Let's check what do we have. We have distributed our fire dampers just straight at all of the fire rated walls, as you can see. So not only the openings are in this solution, but as well these fire protection elements or details. So all the information about the openings could be tagged, scheduled, or whatever you need. So as you can see here, we can just use a tag from the annotation tab by category, and let's tag this one. And as you can see, I don't have a tag for this one. Let's go here. Yes, so I want to load my tag, and I will build the tag on your eyes. So I'll try to use brand new tag from annotations and generic model tag. Okay, all right. Okay, as you can see, it is empty because we do not have anything inside of the tag that is needed from here. So I just go to the tag. I'm going to edit my family, and instead of this 1T, a type mark, I will use a shared parameter file that is coming together the cut opening software, and I will try to use, I don't know, cut offset. All right. I will use elevation, maybe some kind of opening elevation. Okay, I will use opening level as example. So I made my my own tag using share parameter file that that we are giving, and I'm just loading back into the project, overwriting, etc. So we have the information. The offset is 100. The elevation is 3150, and the opening is based on the first level. So let's check everything from here. A level 1, elevation 3105, and the offset is 100. We can do the same from the section view, and we can just check where it is based. Okay, I'll make bigger. Maybe I'm calculating at a bit different position. Yeah, let's make a section. Let's go here, and maybe it is calculating to some point. I feel that it is calculating to some point of the element. So that depends on the configurations that I set. So it is calculating to the bottom position of the opening. So basically that is the idea, how it is working. Some kind of changes could be made to the project. As the example, you can just join the openings manually, or as the example, you can just make your elements bigger. As example, it was 200. Let's make it 350. So the opening is too small for this case. So what we are doing, we are reading the project all the time, and we can just go to MEP openings revision, and as you can see, we have cutting element dimension change, and you have to agree with last changes. Okay, close this dialog. Let's go to 3D view, and as you can see, the opening became bigger. The tool remembers. The tool remembers this information, and it is trying to make your openings in such a way. So that was the main features of the cut opening. One thing that I want to show to you is linked files. So basically, if I'll open as the example architectural file, where I have linked MEP, so I can run the same process in the current project. I will run the walls, and from the ventilation I will run the ducts. I have the same. I export linked. I'm reading the project. I'm reading the HTML file. I'm saving. I'm combining this. I'm combining the interference check and configuration, and I just insert everything to the model. Insert. Okay. Section box. So as you can see, I have a linked model, and I have still the openings. I'm saving this one, and I'm turning it off, and I'm going to ventilation project where the architectural file is linked. As you can see, I can see all the openings that were distributed in that element, and as the example, movement or dimension changes. Okay, let's make it smaller. Okay, I made this smaller. Let's try to, I don't know, move this one or something. And I'm saving this file. And I'm going back to my architectural file. Yeah, so I have this one smaller, this one is moved, so I just go to MEP openings revision. I see that cutting element change position. Let's try to review everything live. Yeah, so this one. I just agree with last changes, and as you saw, the opening just get back to the needed position. In this case, we have a big opening, so I have a dimension change. If I select these two, you can see that these two are selected, and I just agree with last changes. So my opening became smaller right now. As you can see, it's smaller than this. So all the changes are managed. It doesn't matter is it made using linked files or whatever workflow you have. So our software is using the IDs of elements. So you can find the IDs over there. So this ID is the main focus of our cut opening. So if you don't delete and draw a new wall, it will always understand that this is the same clash. If you don't delete, but if you just move the duct, it will understand that that this duct is the same duct that had the opening, so it will try to make the opening at the current position. Yeah, so basically the main ideas of the cut opening are described. I don't want to go deeper at this time. So if you'll try the software, if you'll have any technical issues, questions, or wherever, you can contact Amal or me, and we'll try to help you in these cases. Just to make sure, we have really big bucket of tools. Today we'll have another session about smart hangers. So we'll have the session at 4 p.m. I guess your time about smart hangers. So please join us. But just I want to say that we have different softwares, really powerful and interesting softwares for MEP engineers, as the example, sprinklers, hangers, for making openings, for assemblies, for browsers, management, etc., etc. So you can get all of these tools just by using one shortcut: tool, trials, tools, updates, and more. So we call it tools for BIM doc. You have just to register and click get a trial. Afterwards, you'll get everything to your email and just run the software. So from my side, that is all. And during the presentation, I saw that some of you had questions, so I want to jump into the question part. So if you have any questions right now about cut opening software, please ask them. Okay, let's go to the questions. Okay. Okay, the first is from VJ. Yeah, the first is, yes, we can see the screen. Okay, I'm happy about this. And the second question is, can we use clash report from Navisworks? No, it is only based on Revit clash reports. That's a pity. That could be a very great feature for the future of AGACAD. Yes. Anybody? Maybe you have more questions. One more question. Can it be used for an older version of Revit? Yes. So today I'm using Revit 2017, but it can definitely be used for 16, 15, and maybe for 14th version of Revit, but it will look a bit different. It will have a different features a bit because we improved our software during that time. Okay, we have one more question. How many days of training is required for user? Basically, that's not all. Like from 1 to 2 hours of training or 4 hours of training. That depends on the amount of users, on the questions, on the complexity. But I feel that it can be 1 hour or 2 hours of a training. Okay, I'm looking for some more questions. Okay, we have the question. What if I only use it on the mechanical model and the architectural is linked? Yes, so we have the workflow for that. Like we distributed the we get okay. Let's try with some. Yep. Yeah, so we have the workflow for the MEP engineers. Then you are MEP engineer. You get the copy of a real architectural model. You receive an architectural copy of the model. You do the collapse detection. You make the openings in that copy of architectural model. You do any changes in the model, and we have a special feature. Then you go to MEP openings division. You can export created openings, and after you export your openings, anyone who has the cut opening software can insert. Imagine that this is just a simple architectural model without any of the openings. So you just send that XML file. Let's find it. Export it. So this XML file contains everything about your openings. So he just need to insert openings, browse for the file, hit next, and insert everything to the model. So this is the last step that you have to do. And as you can see, they could be placed just simply by using this button. So basically, this is really good one. So you have a copy. You do all the stuff on a copy of architectural model. Then you have a link. Then you link it, and after you did all the work, you just export, and the architect inserts the openings into their model using cut openings. Okay. Is it clear enough? Let me know if I should go further. Yeah, so we have another question. It won't count as two elements, one for MEP and one for architectural. No, basically we are working. If we're working with the copies of the files, I mean, if the architect is sending you his file, so you just place the openings, you do wherever you want, and you just make the XML file. Afterwards, you send it, the XML file, to the architect. He inserts the openings, and he inserts only one opening, like not two openings, not your and architectural openings. He inserts one. I don't know, is it clear enough? But let me know if you have any questions. We have one more question. Ravi Kumar is asking, is there an option for fire stops? Let's Google what does it mean. Fire stops. Ravi Kumar, do you mean this one? Just an element to be placed at this point. So again, this is the family, like I showed to you for in this case when we have a fire sleeve family. So we made just this kind of fire sleeve. So you can nest any of your families into our opening family, and you can use it in a way you need. So as you can see, this is just a simple family. So you can use any of your families that you have. Just one idea that you have to place the families on a C disk, user, your name, app data, roaming, tools for BIM, and cut opening, libraries, metric, and here you can find all these all your families that are possible right now. So if you place your family here, you can use it in cut opening software in Revit. As well, you can find the share parameter file over there. So I will just write this to the chat to all entire audience. So I just placed this to the chat. Okay, so we have one more question. Is the offsets are from the center? No, the offsets are from the outer part of the element. I mean, if you have a pipe, and if you have 20 offsets, so that means this is the offset. It is going from the outer part of the element. And if you have a rectangular one, again, you have 20 here. So you have the opening like this, but we have special top and bottom offsets that could be added to the top and to the bottom of the elements. This one and this one. So we have two or three options at this point. Okay, I'm looking for some new questions. If you have them. Amal, maybe you have some questions for me about the technology or something. Okay, so I don't see more questions. So anytime you'll need my help or something, you can just contact me via email, or you can contact Amal. So my email is you can just contact us via support@aj-can.com, and I guess you know the Amal's email because he organized this one. Okay, so I feel that this session is over, and keep in touch, and let's meet each other next time. Okay, we have one more question. If I place opening on beam, will it be warning? No. If you place the opening on a beam, we'll have the opening on a beam. So that depends on you. If you want to make the openings, like if you run the interference check in between beams and your MEP, that means you want to place the openings in that place. If you don't want to, just don't do the interference check. Okay, I'm still waiting for some questions. If you have any, just write them. Okay, I feel that you don't have more questions, so anytime, as I told you, please contact Amal or me, and we'll try to answer all your questions that you have. So thank you for attention, and thank you for attending this webinar, and I think we will keep in touch. So have a nice day, and goodbye. Okay, I have one more question. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's not a question, it's thanks for me. Thanks for you all. Okay, so have a nice day. Bye.